Mic check. Checking 1, 2. All right, I see volume level, so it should be working. No crazy voices are turned on. That's awesome. Anyway, so how's it going? It is Sunday, time for our AMA. We're just gonna, you guys ask some questions. Make sure you at me and stuff, and then we'll just Google stuff, see what kind of answers we can find for you. Sounds like a good idea. Because I have nothing on the agenda, so it's all up to you guys. Maybe I have some things. We'll see. Another thing going on here is I don't know if you guys are saying anything or not because I have my chat turned to fan funding, so I only see stuff if you guys like super chat and stuff. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I see you guys all there. Jeez, settle down. Ruckus. It's on live chat. Don't worry. I see you all. I thought that'd be kind of funny. Maybe not. Anyway, so let's do a quick roll call. We do have Budweiser. Butts, thank God. Chirish, what's going on? Son of a rabbit panda, what's going on? Just looking around, what's happening? Skirm, scroll through. Tommy Coin, what's going on? F, yeah, glad you're going live. And Rud Butts. Scrolling on here, what do we got here? Scrolling. Nature Records, what's happening? What is that? Den Dunder. Matt, say that like 10 times in a row, huh? Den Dunder. That could turn into a game. Craig Davis, what's happening? Michael Flores, what's going on? Ninja Kid, Walk, hey, what's happening? Andres 23007, what's going down? Nature Records, what's happening? Did I miss anyone? Craig Davis, when Lambo? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm probably not going to have any Lambos for a very long time, if ever. Probably never. I'm going with never. All crypto, what's happening? Ogre MGTOW. So I think I caught up to everything. We got everyone here. It looks like a small crowd today. That's all right. I don't know if Panda's still streaming or not. I believe he was live talking about some stuff there. But yeah, so I see you guys in the chat there. What's going on here? Raptorium monetization. You guys are trying to monetize the Raptorium YouTube channel. Is that what's going on? You guys are close. You got the subs. You just need the hours. You need people to watch to get that happening. You guys are doing some rains in the meantime as well. That's interesting. So let's do our first Google. Let's come into Google here, and let's just Google, I guess, Raptorium YouTube. Raptorium YouTube, what's this? Hashtag Raptorium. Let's have a look here. Okay, yeah. I made a couple of videos for Raptorium by the looks of things. A few. Is anyone else on here? Oh, we got some chump change on there. We got Hash on Nerd Things. Wow. Okay, you Google Raptorium, you may as well just put in rabidmining, I guess. Like, what the heck? All right, let's try to find their actual channel. Oh, I have it right here, right in the subscriber list. So let's just click on this, do this, put a link in here, copy, paste that in there. All right, so subscribe to the good old Raptorium channel. They got enough, but they do need some watch time. So watch some videos. Just let it play in the background. Do nothing. Learn about Raptorium if you don't know anything about it. And, maybe they'll hit their watch time and you can see what happens. All they need is some hours by the sounds of things, so hit that up. Anyway, so everyone watch some Raptorium vids. Let's get that sucker monetized. There, so close. Rabidmining takes over our search. Yeah, I just look, it's like, what the heck? That's interesting. Oh, I didn't hack it, I swear. So we're going to do, I guess, AMA. So make sure you at me and all that good stuff. But for the meantime, I don't want this in here right now. We'll just go through some things. So yesterday we were looking at some CPU mining profitability. And it doesn't take very long for that to change at all. Like, let's zoom in because yesterday you guys wanted it bigger. So hopefully it's a little bigger now. So, like, what was a 3070 yesterday? You guys, it was like, what, 35 cents or something? Where? Oh, my gosh. Where is it? 37. There you are. 18. So yesterday we were at 35, 36 cents or something. Now today, 24 hours later, pretty much exactly, we're down to 18 cents. So things are changed. It's the same coin too. It's looking like it's first place there. We got 3080 Ti. We got 17 cents, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 24 on the 79 XT. Dynex. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. 50 cents, 69. Yeah, so obviously we still have the 4090. Like, That thing is a beast, an absolute beast. I wonder what that thing would do when Ethereum was still around. Now, it didn't get much of a bandwidth boost, so it might not be the hottest thing, but yeah, it's definitely good on those core algos. But we can see how things dramatically change pretty fast. What do we got here? Back up to here. Takes over our search. Anybody phone mining up here? That's interesting. I actually did a tweet about that earlier today, and a lot of people have been making a lot of phone mining videos. The past month or so since Retro Mike dropped the ball, or not dropped the ball. That's total wrong of what I was implying there. He didn't drop any balls. He implemented. This stuff is efficient. It's pretty good. Cell phone mining. Now, if you remember, people were talking a little bit about it when Ethereum was around, but we know what was going on. When Ethereum was around, it was 100% GPUs. Everything else was trash. It wasn't worth it, blah, blah, blah. Now we can see people, moving more into ASICs. We see people moving more into hard drives. We see people moving into CPUs, people moving into phones. It's interesting how just, I guess how the meta works out. Now there isn't really a meta anymore. It's just, what the heck is profitable and what coin is going to do the best in the next bull run and what's it going to look like in the next bull run. Those are answers those are questions nobody has an answer to, because we have no idea what potentially the next major thing could actually be. So it's going to be interesting for the whole mining perspective thing here. But, I remember before I even had my channel, I put that tweet out there and I asked the question, who was cell phone mining before any of this people even started talking about it? And because I used to, I can't even remember the phone, S6, S7. I don't remember what it was, but it was 4 years ago, 5 years before I even had my YouTube channel. I was mining Scala on a cell phone. And I was like, this is actually pretty cool. I was getting 8,000 to 10,000 Scala per 24 hours on a cell phone because there's no hash rate on it. And then, I said, who else was cell phone mining before all this? And then I said, Retro Mike doesn't count. And then, it feels like I broke his heart or something because I said that. But I was just joking. We all know this, but it's interesting because now we're starting to see a boom in it because, for Verus coin, at least, it is a pretty efficient way to actually mine that coin, especially if you can find some nice cheap cell phones and so on. So it's interesting to see how things are changing all over the place, depending on potential profitabilities and stuff. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I always get malab registration errors on Dynex. Does anyone else have this? That seems to be the biggest issue for a lot of people. I don't really know what the whole issue, I don't even know what's going on there. I haven't tried Dynex for a while. I might try to do some of that today sometime and see what's happening, if I can get something set up or not. But that seems to be an issue for a lot of people. So I don't know if it's just a simple config issue going on in people's miners, or if it's actually something going on that's not set right in certain pools or something. So it'll be interesting. It's efficient. It is. Redpot says it is efficient. Hello, good afternoon, miners. Hey, Hilo or Hilo? Hilo? Crypto. What's going on? Red Hawk, what's happening? Craig Davis, cell phone mining is risky. Great until the battery decides to randomly heat up and explode. That's the one thing I think no one is really mentioning, especially, you guys remember with what was it, the S20s? Which Galaxy models were that were blowing up in people's pockets and lighting them on fire? That was crazy. But that's definitely something, cell phone mining risk is probably higher due to the fact that those batteries are probably unstable, especially for doing stuff like that for a long time. Now, obviously if you have good batteries and stuff like that, who knows what's going on? Maybe the brand of the phone has something to say, but I don't know. I don't want to, wake up one day and see someone posted half their house burnt down from a cell phone farm, in the rig pick picture, the get wrecked picture section or something like that. But, that's definitely a possibility with these cell phones. I don't know if anyone's really mentioned yet that about the stability issues of those batteries. And that's why Pies are the GOAT. And Chirish, who was that in Discord the other day? They were talking about the Orange Pi 5 and stuff. And then I started thinking, I'm like, they're about $130 or something, I think, on Amazon Canadian. I was looking, and if you guys remember the Apollo X1, that actually came with an Orange Pi. So I wonder if I should try that and set it up to try to mine some Verus coin or something, because, that's probably a possibility. But then I'd have to run that X1 in a totally different scenario because I need that Pi to actually do its thing, unless I can run both at the same time. That could be another experiment. So, there's some possibilities there that, Apollo just gave away a bunch of these Verus coin miners for free, potentially. That's why Pies are GOAT. Note 10. Note 10. Is that what it was? Note 10? Maybe it was the Note 10. I can't remember the model. I just know that they were doing bad things, lighting people on fire. Oh, crazy stuff here. So, anything you guys want to talk about? Nobody has any questions. We're just randomly chatting about nothing. That's awesome too. That's fun. We can do that. Let's take a look at some coins here. Let's do this. Let's look at emissions. Bam. So right now I just sorted this by daily emissions. Now there's a few coins here that aren't listed in terms of that. Like I don't think Raven coin number. Let's go back to market cap here. Yeah, Raven coin's not in here, so we'd have to figure that out and some other things. But based on the numbers that are here, there's a lot of people that hate on Chia, hate on hard drives. But one thing you cannot deny, this is in 5th place. Chia is in 5th place on paying miners that are on the network the most amount of money, $291,000 a day. You want to compare that to something? Let's look at a GPU. Oh, Kira coins, 69,000. We got Radiant at 51,000. Ergo's at 40,000. Cadena doesn't count. I don't know what's going on there. But we can kind of see here, like, there's a lot. It's giving miners a lot of money per day. Obviously, like, oh, it's garbage because you're not making anything. Well, you're not making anything because there's so many miners on it. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's paying out $23 million a day, but your profitability through mining is kind of garbage because there's so many miners on it. But you cannot deny the fact that these things are paying miners the most to secure their networks and keep it safe. So, just basing off that, Chia's actually pretty good in terms of, they're secure. They're paying their miners a decent amount of money to keep it secure. And in theory, each network can support its emissions, which means the perfect ratio between that is 1-to-1, which means break even across the board is where these places have to be. And then obviously if you're way under the break even, or if a coin is really profitable, that means they don't have enough security. In theory, I don't know, it thinks that way. But if you're thinking on CoinDev's type of operation here, the more profitable a coin is, means they're not as secure as they should be. So I don't know if that really makes sense. Obviously, as miners, we don't really. Some people do care about that, but if you're just looking for profitability, we don't care about the security. You look for the least secure coins, and that's where your profitability actually lies. So it's kind of interesting looking at the aspects back and forth between that. Look at Block X, $40,000. This is the coin right here that's making them D9s about $50 to $70 per day on NiceHash, where we looked at yesterday. That's only saying that thing's making about $2 or $3 if you look at mine the ASIC or ASIC miner value. So that's a very interesting point right there as well. But yeah, great stuff. I thought that would be some useless stuff to mention. Chia rocks. I have 2.2. Oh my gosh, petabyte farm on Chia. That's crazy. That's insane. I got like 24 gigabytes. I don't even know if I have that much anymore. Like 20, maybe 18. One drive went down. I think it's my 8 gigabytes. I only have like maybe 18 gigabytes on it, but it's slowly doing its thing. If Chia hits $2,000 again, awesome. Sell it. But will it? No idea. Red Putts, DJ Mines, aka Ned Screamy, is priceless in GTA 5. Thoughts on Space Mesh? I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, some people are bringing Space Mesh up to me like a month ago, and I never really looked into it. I don't know. Like, it's another hard drive mixed with a whole bunch. It's almost, I don't know how to explain it. I never looked into it at all, so I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is it's new. And with anything new, whether it's Block X that's pumping out, a lot of profitability, whether it's Space Mesh, who knows what's going on. We got to wait to see how these things play out long term over that. Obviously, these things are new. Right now is very early. It could potentially make a lot of money, or it might not make you anything and just lose a bunch of investment costs and building stuff. I have no idea, but I don't know what it stands for or anything. But I did catch wind of it about a month ago, and I still have yet to actually look at it. But yeah, storage thing. But you need more than just storage for that, don't you? I can't remember. I don't know. I'd bring up my DMs, but I don't know if there's some information in there that's not allowed to be public yet or not. But we'll see. Rabid mining. Where do you get the latest firmware for Ice River ASICs? Ninja Kid, that's a good question. I have no idea. It's not on their website at all. And the reason why I have no idea is because I wish I need the answer to that. I'm assuming you just contact support, which is very slow to respond lately. because they're actually crazy busy. But if we go to the dashboard here, what are we at now? So 11:21. Yeah, so this is still hashing, so that's good. But what's going on with me? I had an issue with this thing. I was gonna make a video on it, but then it ended up working. So like I thought I broke my KS0, which would have been, I guess, the first one known, which would have bricked. Now it wasn't bricked. It was still hashing. But what happened is it just quit on me. Like it quit hashing. I couldn't get into the dashboard. I couldn't get into anything. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I refreshed it, reset it, did everything I possibly could, and nothing was going on. And then eventually I went to their Ice River site and I found some their hardware that you can, instead of going through your network, you can use their third-party program thing. You can get into it. So I started doing that around, and I was playing around with it, and I got into it. I changed some things. It was telling me, like, I had no dashboard display. I didn't know what it was doing. I was guessing everything off power. I hooked it to a power meter. I could see it was only running at 7.5 watts, which is idle. It wasn't doing anything. And then I was using that third-party thing and trying to get it to do stuff. I saw it jump up to 69 watts. I was like, okay, so it's doing something now, but nothing detected at the pool. I had it wasn't working. I refreshed it, and I like did 8 or 9 hard resets on it. Then eventually my dashboard booted up, and I was like, what just happened? And I was like, okay, well, whatever, it's working now. I don't have any answers to any of what just happened. I was like, should I record something on this? Should I not? Because I didn't fix anything. It just started working again after like 10 or 11 resets. So I got on my dashboard and I was working again. And then it happened to me again yesterday. So I was like, what is going on? But then I fixed it after about 4 or 5 resets and stuff. So I don't know what the issue is. I haven't seen anyone else report any type of issues like this at all yet. So I don't really know what's going on. But I thought maybe I needed new firmware, and that brings me back to that question. Is I went to the Ice River website, didn't see firmware anywhere, but I did see that tool, and that's what I started playing around with. So yeah, I don't know where to get their firmware, but I'm assuming just contact support. Yeah, that's a pretty long reply for a simple question, but yeah, experiences, I guess. Profits are most important. It's my electric bill, and it's not free or cheap. Very true. I agree with that. You know, I'm 100% pretty much exactly the same way. There's the odd time where I'm like, all right, well, hash rate's low on this coin. I'm going to mine at a loss. You know, I have enough crypto of other stuff to cover power, so I'm going to swap to this coin for 2 days or go to this coin for a day. You know, while the hash rate dumped, and, you know, pick up some quick yields and then bounce off, go somewhere. I do that quite a bit often, you know, as long as I know my power bill's covered. But when I'm looking for main coins to mine and stuff, you know, especially to cover power, yeah, wherever it's profitable, that's where I point my stuff. So that, you know, that's the number one driver for me, is what coin is profitable. And like, I don't care if the network's going to be the next rug pull or the next big thing. You know, if it's making me some money right now, I will mine it. If you know, the other thing here is, you know, say something's great and everyone's saying it's a giant scam, but it's making you massive amounts of money. And everyone says, don't mind that, don't mind that, don't mind that. It's going to rug pull. It's going to do this. Well, you know what? Who cares? If you just sell it every day and you getting your money out of it, and it allows you to sell and you can do all this, mine the crap out of it, dump it until it does its rug pull. Then who cares? You walk away smiling, you took profits and you made money. Who cares what rug pulls after that? Now, if you're someone that just sits there and hodls everything and they rug pull, you know, that would rug pull, then obviously that sucks because you just lost everything and didn't take your profits. I have no issues taking profits. If you guys see some profits, something pump, and you're having skepticism of, you know, should I sell it? Should I wait? Just sell it. Take some profits. You know, if it goes up more, okay, awesome. You know, but if it goes down and turns into a rug pull, at least you got something out of it. So there's a whole bunch of ways. We don't know what's going to do what moving forward. So, you know, if you see some profits there, take them. It's okay, especially in a bear market. Our R9 Ryzen 3900X and Ryzen 3900 same in mining. I don't think so. I think the non-X's have a slower, you know, let's have a look here. Let's look at a 3900 non-X. See what pops up here. 39 high voltage at stock. So the Ryzen 3900X outperforms the Ryzen 9 3900X by 5, non-X by 5%. Remember, this is all gaming stuff. We don't care about this. All we care about is the clock speed. So if it has, okay, what do we have? 3990 is fully unlockable CPU, capsule, yeah, front, has a low TDP, okay, yeah. Okay, what's the non-X clock and everything? Like, where's the specs on this thing? AMD, where's your specs? Anyone know the specs? If they have the same clock speed and same L3 catch, then they're both the same. Buy whatever's cheaper. But if one has, you know, a little faster base clock speed and stuff and more L3 cache or something, then get that one. So I don't know where the specs are though, so I can't actually answer that. Specs, where are we at here? The 3900 non-X is 65 watts, very efficient. I love the 2 rigs on 35 watt TDP. Yeah, it's TDP. Don't use those watts and TDP. Don't get them mixed. I think TDP is mostly of a heat thing. That's why, like, when you look for coolers, you look at the TDP of like a cooler and stuff. It's kind of like a heat displacement over the heat that a CPU could potentially do. But when you look at them, look at the base clock speeds, look at the L3 catch, see what it does. Because usually the base clock speed you can run at 1 volt or less, and then obviously the less volts for the clock you're running at is, you know, you're going to be running more efficient. Now, if you're like, that's the big thing with the 7000 series versus the 3 and 5000 series is you're coming in at like a 3.6 baseline clock with a 3900X versus the 7900X is a 4.5 base clock. So you're getting almost an entire extra gigahash or gigahertz speed increase for 1 volt or less, making it a lot more efficient. So that's where it comes down to. Look at the actual stats and what the base clock speed. And that's the big thing. A lot of people are saying the next level Ryzens, you know, the 8000, they're going to be awesome. They're going to be insane. They're going to be amazing. But what if they just, as for miners, they might only just be the same thing as the 3 and 5000 series. Exact same thing. It's not going to be any better. So just buy 7000 series until the 9000 comes out. Then the 8000 might be cheaper and the 7000 will be even more cheaper and so on. Because unless they have a higher base clock speed or something, then the 7000 series is not going to be worth it. And that's the same thing we've seen with the 3 and 5000 series. The 5000 series actually came down. Now, there were, depending on the architecture of the chip, we did see, depending on the coin, like I think Duro did see like an extra, you know, 300 hashes on the 5000 series versus the 3000 series. And then stuff like Raptorium, actually 3900X actually outperformed the 5900X by like a couple hundred hashes. So, you know, there's small differences in between, but overall it just comes down to the price of the hardware. And if they follow the same thing, unless they boost those clock speeds up on the 8000 series, I just think, you know, 7000 series is going to drop in price. Gamers are going to be upgrading, and we're going to see a lot cheaper 7000 series. So you buy those ones up because it's probably going to hash exactly the same as the brand new expensive 8000 series. But until everything actually releases and shows specs and stuff, that can actually be true. The big thing that sounds like might be major with the 8000 series, though, is the APU. Sounds like it's going to get a lot more stronger. And if we start seeing miner devs implement APU capabilities in mining programs, we could see an 8000 series CPU dual mine pretty darn good on a lot of coins. Example, you'll be CPU mining on your CPU, but the APU built in the CPU could be like a Core B. Like they're predicting like it's going to be on par with a 3060. So imagine your CPU, GPU mining like an RTX 3060. That could be a major deal when it comes moving forward. Will they hit that levels? I have no idea. There's a lot of other specs that still have to be implemented, like RAM versus memory and DRAM and stuff like that. I don't know how it's going to play out, but this is a lot of early rumors we're kind of thinking about right now moving forward. It could be very interesting, but we'll see what happens. I don't even know if that answered that question or not about the 3900 series, because we went into all sorts of other things. But that's what we do around here. We just kind of jump all over the place. Your last video based on NiceHash easy mining. That was a while ago, so I got a few non-3900 on AliExpress for 140 a few weeks ago. They're gone, but keep checking for deals. Awesome. Samfish K, hey Rabid, have you still used easy mining and NiceHash since your last video? Have you had any more luck since then? I have hit some Ravencoin blocks for like, I used a cheap package for $2.40, and I have hit a Ravencoin block off that, but then I just go back and I keep doing the cheap package and lose it all. It wasn't much, like $30 or something, whatever it was worth to hitting a block for $2. You know, obviously if I would have stayed, would have been good. But, you know, I have had some luck here and there. Overall, after everything I spent on it versus, you know, what I won, I might be up a little bit, I think, but it's a massive gamble. And the other major thing is you can actually use your mining rewards. So if you're mining with NiceHash, and then you can actually use that daily rewards to you know, catch the block as well. And That's a potent mix, especially for people with addictive natures. It's crazy. Am I mining Raven? No. The better question is, do I mine anything Kapow? No. So if you ask me if I mine a coin, first ask, do you mine Kapow algorithm? And I'll just say no. I'm not mining it. I cannot turn on my GPUs right now. I should do that video sometime soon. But I am power limited right now based on everything I have running. We went through it yesterday. Everything's loaded up pretty much. You know, I got my test bench. I could probably throw a couple GPUs online if I wanted to, but I'm at the point where I got to look for what's more efficient. So, example, I got my Apollos on. So what do I have to do now to make my farm more efficient to make it worthwhile? So in theory, you know, I'd have to go buy another X16, and then I would shut my Apollos off. I would be using a little less power, and I would be more profitable, and then I'd have a little more power to do again. So to maybe add something else. So this is the aspect I'm at right now, is looking for more efficient hardware to turn less efficient hardware off to maximize potential gains for the amount of power that I have. That's where I'm sitting right now. So GPUs is nowhere near my radar of turning on right now, because we just looked 18 cents a day versus, you know, everything else. That GPU isn't even on my radar to turn on at this point in time. Need more power. Yeah, I need a lot more power, and it's too expensive for me to do it because my lines are like from the box to where it comes into the house is like over 100 feet, and it's all underground. And I got like this fancy rock walk going along the house where they probably ran all the cables too. So it'd be like $30,000 to $40,000 to get a 200 amp increase, and I don't think it's worth it. I'm not spending $30,000 to $40,000 for a power upgrade that would take my lifetime to ROI. Like, I don't know, you know, unless crypto goes like 500,000x maybe, but yeah. I know a guy. Everybody knows a guy somewhere. What do you think about mining in an apartment where you don't have to pay for the electricity, like putting an ASIC in the laundry room and using the dryer outlet whenever you aren't doing laundry? Moto Muncher, that a lot of people have been doing that. One thing about apartments is what's your amp capability that you have for your entire apartment? I know like they have it coming in, but what's your actual breaker? You're definitely going to have to do a lot more scheming in what you can utilize power wise, because I don't think apartments have that much power capability. Obviously you have your dryer and stuff there, so you could use that, swap the plug out, get a converter or something. Apartments, you're definitely going to have to look for silencing options. Like, you know, we went over, we did a bunch of videos here. You know, the L7 now, you can't even hear it. It's dead silent with that kit. So that'll be good for that. You know, some Bitcoin miners out there, again, they're not that profitable unless those ordinals really start picking up for Bitcoin mining. So that's probably not the best option depending on your power price. Oh, you have free power. Never mind. You mentioned that. So Bitcoin could be okay for you, actually, free power. But, you know, you got the L7 silencing kits, you know, maybe some mini miners or something, you know, stuff that is quiet, because, you know, apartment walls are paper thin, and you don't want to be driving the whole building up the wall and get kicked out of the building for having a loud ASIC screaming away. Radiant is not bad either. No, yeah, Radiant's pretty good for the GPUs for sure, but there's one thing you got to keep in the back of our mind. Radiant might not be GPUs forever. You know, like we looked at that yesterday, the Superscaler K10. Look at this. Like, let's look at it again. Where is FPGAs? Let's have a look. As we know, there's a lot of FPGAs on Radiant right now. They're just not, because, you know, there are public bit streams. The main ones aren't released yet for like the E300. That's supposed to be coming soon. I don't know how they're going to hash, but look at the Superscaler. Now, this is wrong right now. Right now, this miner says it's doing this on Radiant. So right now, this is 100% BS, because it can't, because we don't know what it can do. It's not released yet. They're still working on trying to get this to work. But if these numbers are close to being accurate, that's 32 gigahash at, you know, its revenue is $14.12, $9 after power. Versus, you know, GPUs. This thing is quite a bit more efficient than even a 4090 when it comes to this. And there's people out there with deep pockets. If they see profit in something, you know, they'll buy these things up like crazy. I don't even know where you get these things, to be honest with you. I think Coastal Crypto has them listed. Now, I don't know if they listed them as a joke or if they list them because they do have like a motor listed as a picture, but they do have them listed there. So I don't know if you can actually order from them or not, but you may be able to. Anyway, but so this is coming, but it's not released yet. So we don't know how accurate these numbers are, but we can see this is better than a GPU. If we look at the 4090 right now, actually, let's have a quick peek at the 4090, which is arguably, actually, it's not even arguably, you know, it's expensive. Sure, if this thing was around when Ethereum was around, people would be buying them up like crazy. In theory, the 4090 MSRP was cheaper than when the 3090 released. So it's a better GPU for a cheaper price of an MSRP, but everyone looks at this now as being an expensive piece of crap because nothing's profitable in GPUs. But if it was super profitable, everyone would be buying up saying that's the best GPU ever. Well, this is the best GPU to have mining right now. It's just that mining profitability is not where it used to be, so people have a totally different mentality when looking at GPUs. It's hilarious, but this is, without a fact, the best GPU to have right now for mining in today's market. And we can see right here that, you know, 3.2 gigahash here is what this thing does at about, let's just actually click on this and see what it tells us for overclock. Is it not letting me, or am I just legged out? There we go. There we go. We'll go medium overclocks here. So 3.2 at 254 watts, efficiency of 12.95 mega hash per watt. And this is saying, what's the efficiency of this one? So that was 12.95. This is 18.23. So quite a bit more efficient than even the 4090. So this is what people are going to be buying up like crazy and skyrocketing more hash rate. Now, that led us to the other thing. What if Ice River, like, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we talked about it yesterday, that what if Ice River decides to start throwing down some ASICs? What if we get an RX0, RX1, and an RX2 smashing out blocks, kind of like what they would Kaspa? That would be huge again, because then it'll be the first ASIC above GPUs, just like what we saw with Kaspa, which would show massive profit gains over that. And the sky's the limit to what that hash rate could hit at that point, making GPUs absolutely obsolete. So I'm not saying none of this is going to happen. Like, I have no idea. I'm just speculating 100%. But these are things to keep in the back of your mind. If you're buying hardware just for Radiant because you think it's going to be awesome forever, there may be a chance that's a bad idea, because this other stuff may happen. It doesn't mean it will happen, but it may happen. So it's just a risk to have calculated back there. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm just saying it could be a possibility. Ice River is working on new ASICs. What they are, we have no idea right now, but they did confirm they're working on ASICs for different coins now. We just don't know what coins they are at this point. What do we got here? Only the best of the best can do that. I think rabidmining must help you. What are you talking about? Around bad me for spamming. But should we ban Funweiser? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Maybe wait RXD market cap a little bit bigger for sure. There will be ASIC on there. Yeah. What is the Alephium numbers for that thing? That thing is a beast on Alephium also, I think. Do I have that there? Let's go back. Superscaler. Yeah, here, look at this. 46 gigahash on Alephium is what this thing will do, according to this. Actually, it doesn't even show it when you click on it, but right here it says 46 gigahash. This is confirmed, actually, I think. I remember T Swift said he has a friend with one of these K10s, and that's where I kind of got the information about RXD is not removed yet. And you actually have to give access to the K10 devs. It's not just a download that you can do for the Bitstream. You have to give the devs access, and they got to update it for you in order to allow like Alephium stuff. So it's a harder process as well to even get the Bitstreams for these, and that's kind of what's going on with Radiant as well. But Alephium, it does sound like it is doing about 46 gigahash on Alephium at this current point in time, which is crazy. That's a lot of hash rate. a lot of hash rate. Oh, what else do we got? You know what? Hey, I got something funny. So let's talk about something also while we're kind of, you know, wasting time about nothing. What are your guys' thoughts? And I already know what you guys are going to say. What are your guys' thoughts on helium? Helium. You guys remember helium? You know, the hot spots, everyone in the world was just blowing over by them. That's probably one of the largest selling mining equipment ever. Like, it just exploded. So what happened is early on in helium, a few people had a helium miner. And then videos popped out. Oh, I'm making $5,000 a day. I'm making $6,000 a day. This is the best day. Oh, I'm averaging $200 a day. Everyone all of a sudden, oh, let's buy up all these helium miners. We're going to get rich. Yeah, You know, that's what happened. just like any other network, hash rate explodes. In theory, a hotspot going online is hash rate, right? So that goes all over the place. And now all of a sudden, no one's making anything anymore. But people are like, oh, I'm in it for the tech, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. You know, and then all of a sudden now it's like most people say helium's absolute trash. It's garbage. I don't like it. Why even mine it? Move to this, move to that, do some crank, do some that, you know, whatever. And, you know, it all comes down to one thing, though. But one thing I am still, and I'm probably the only person it seems like I ever mentions this, but I think helium has a major tech that's awesome. And I'm still mining helium. I don't care about the other coins that you can convert to at this point in time. Maybe they are more profitable. But for me in Canada, as a cell phone user, a data user, and our plans, they're so expensive that it's retarded. Thanks a lot, Trudeau. But, you know, like a cell phone plan here is like over $100 for nothing. 2 gigabytes of data, you know, maybe some countrywide calling and stuff like that, right? Like basic plan over like $100. It's stupid. You guys in the States, you have $30 phone plans, everything, you know, it's awesome. You know, up here in Canada, it's trash. So, you know, from the get-go, day one, this is the one thing I ever looked at helium was that was their main plan. Is one day you could run your helium miners and run a decentralized cell phone data communication. And that was major for me. And everyone's like, oh, that's never going to happen. Yeah, right. That's just BS, blah, blah. But in the States, it's actually started. Like, look at this. Bam. Right here. See this? This is major. And this is what I want in Canada. I will run my helium miner at a loss, even though it only uses 8 watts. Not much of a loss in the first place. But look at this. The future of mobile is you. $25 a month. Any of you guys in the States use this yet? You can test it now with your own carriers, it sounds like. And it runs off the helium. Everyone that has a hotspot out there, you are contributing and still earning whatever the mobile token is. It doesn't even matter at this point. I would run this thing for free if I got cheap ass power plans, cell phone coverage plans in Canada here. I would ditch them. But Bell, TELUS, and the major telecommunication companies here are trying to block them. And can you blame them? Why? If they could get their hands in here and drop this on everybody, I would switch my plans in a heartbeat. $25 a month, that probably, you know, will convert over to like $80 a month Canadian. It's still cheaper. I'm just kidding. But it'll probably be about $35 a month here probably if it's, you know, does real conversion things. So that's a heck of a lot better than what we got now. And I have no issues doing this. So this is what I've always been waiting for to come out of helium. And it is starting to come. And I don't care how much I would be making on another one. I want this to happen in Canada right now. Right now, I want it to happen. So I am still on the helium train waiting and hoping that something like that will actually happen, because that is a major thing. That is a world-changing event that could happen if it goes through. And no other platform, I don't care how good they think they are, will be able to say you took over a telecommunications company in a country. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's right. Vosk was getting $5,000. But see, I don't care about the money. It's not about $5,000 a day. It's not about 1 cent a day. It's about having the capability to not have to pay $100 a month in a stupid cell phone plan in Canada. Like, it is retarded. Ugh. So, that's what I'm hoping happens. Will it happen? I have no idea. Probably will never happen. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm hoping it does. But I'm curious, though, if any of you guys in the States actually tried that, I'm curious to see, you know, how it actually worked for you. It looks like you can switch back and forth for the initial testing phases so that, you know, if something happens and goes out, you know, they are on the Solana network now. That might be a bad thing, because who knows how long Solana will be up for at a time. So then the whole network goes, oh, yeah, sorry, you know, you contact Helium like you would contact TELUS or something saying, excuse me, I have no coverage. Oh, yeah, call Solana. That's their issue, not ours. Oh, great. Here we are. Solana down again. I just upgraded your Kudu to 75 gigabytes for $55 Canadian. Nice. How? What? How's it work? Kudu. I wonder if they have service here. I don't know if they have service here. Maybe I should try that. Move to BC. Cheaper there. I've been thinking, Stephen Wang. Yeah, I've been thinking about moving to BC. You know, you got the hydropower and all that stuff. Cheaper power. It might be an option. We've been thinking about moving, you know, around the mountain area in BC from Alberta here. You know, then I'll be neighbors with Panda. We can do some collabs, huh? Wouldn't that be interesting? Go over there and take some GPUs and look what I got. Just kidding. They're Pandas. Just joking. Kudu is a TELUS partner. That's interesting. Incoming question. Are you ready? Fundwise, there's an incoming question. Am I ready? Probably not, but shoot. When you convert the helium miner to mine other networks, you are also mining helium, and the hotspot become a dual miner. Mining helium and crank, for example, you don't look. Oh, you're still mining helium when you convert it? I thought the way it sounded by everybody was like you convert it to the other one, and that's it. That's it. You're just doing the one. So if you're actually converting it, then yeah, it makes a lot of sense then to mine the other ones as well. If you're dual mining per se, that's interesting. I have to look into that for sure. Then maybe I will convert if that's the thing. What's that? I am sure it must be something on my end. I don't get it. Remote into my hive if you wanna. Why do identical rigs with the same settings in your Duro pool have radically different hash rates? Oh yeah, I remember you DM'd me about that the other day. I gotta look into it. I'm not sure. That's interesting. Definitely interesting. They're the same flight sheet and everything? Is one using extra RAM? Do they have different RAM? Are they using different RAMs? Do they have the exact same RAM or different RAM? Because there is that new tweak with the latest Duro miner that actually helps add hash rate with your RAM capability. So if they got different speed RAMs or even different brands, that could be the difference right there. Yes, you still mine helium. 100% identical in every way. Okay, that's very interesting then. You have to, I don't know, I have to take a look at that. Maybe do some reboots, some resets, see what's happening. Yes, you still mine helium. You mine both at the same time. All right, thank you, Neopt. I'm butchering your name. I apologize. But yeah, so that's definitely something I'm going to have to look into. If you're still doing both, then yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to have to check that out for sure. Then it's not as bad as I thought. Then I can still do everything and dual mine. Can you triple mine? Quadruple mine? Can you do it all? You want to test out my... Whoa, Snark's domain. What do you got there? You got a C1100? Do I want to test it? Yeah, I want to test it. You gonna? Wow, you got a C1100? That's awesome. That is amazing. That is sweet. That's like one of the best FPGAs you can have in your arsenal. That's insane. Yeah, that's wicked. I'd love to try to test that thing. What do we got here? Yes, you still okay with that? 100% identical. Yeah, I'll look at it in a little bit here, Fudwise. We'll see what's going on with that. Box fan is late again. Late again. It's okay. It's all right. You're forgiven. What do we got here? So how's our K whatever doing? KS01 is currently making, oh my gosh, 187 Kaspa. Do you believe that? $8.08. Now it's down to 187 Kaspa from frickin', what was it? We were over 1,500 when we first got this thing. 1,500 Kaspa down to 187. And 187, that's a bad number. Who knows what 187 stands for? Yeah, code. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about there. That's pretty much what's happening to the network right now. Bitmain is doing the M word across the board. Craziness. So, Kaspa is currently getting 187 here. $8.08. Now that's still some pretty darn good profits. Let's just, you're making $8. This thing's using 71 watts. You still cannot argue the fact that this thing is dominant in profitability, even where it's at right now. But let's take a look here at Kaspa. Just kind of show you guys what's going on here. I don't know if the numbers have changed or not yet. Bam, bam. So we can see, look at F2 pool here. They're up to 2.11 petahash now. Remember, they started spiking from the 752. Now they're over 2.1. I did work out some numbers here in my spreadsheet. Let's just have a look at Kaspa ASICs. Do I have it in here still? Yeah, right here. So this is what Bitmain right now is currently making per 24 hours. You guys don't even want to know these numbers right now. It is sickening. So we're in August right now. 4.4 cents. Current network hash rate is about 8.3 terahash. They got they have 1.1 million. That's how much hash rate they have with 143 KS3 online right now. They're getting 2.2 million coins per 24 hours. That is $96,930 per day. That is ROIing 2 of their machines every day. In theory, they're making more money right now, probably mining for the next little bit here than selling their ASICs alone. So I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if we hear Bitmain say this, here's a little bird whispering in your ear. If Bitmain says, sorry, we got a delay till October, minor technical issue or something stupid made up excuse. What they're doing here is based on 143 machines online, 2 ROI in a day. They're going to ROI their entire first batch fleet by October. 71 days to ROI, so a little over 2 months. So if they have a delay here, it's because they want to ROI their machines before they even ship them. And that's about the timeline based on what they're currently making right now to ROI their entire first batch 143 KS3 shipments here. That's supposed to go out sometime end of the month. So interesting stuff. But they're making a crap ton of money right now, pre-mining the crap, or aka testing phase. Kaspa right now. Look at that. That is insane. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. Bitmain is one of the worst scams. August, damn. I over here Sunday. I like Bitmain's power supplies. Use 1800 watt power supply for like $50. Great for motherboards with only 6 and 8 pin power. That's a good point. They do have some good power supplies. Is it possible to mine XNA and the Octa on Intel Arc? I'm not sure. There is some mining support coming up. I have an Intel Arc I haven't really used. It's just a small guy. What is the 380 or whatever the really cheap small one is? I have one of those. I haven't even plugged it in yet. I gotta check that out and see how it actually works. It'll be interesting. But yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy, Bitmain. Thanks a lot. Pre-mine away. Now, this could be good and bad. Like right now, we're seeing the hash rate spike up. Now, in theory, they're in testing phases. They kind of got their numbers worked out where they're going to ship a small batch end of the month and a bunch of batches throughout September next month. Now, when it comes to the current network hash rate, it's probably going to pause depending on how many ice rivers start shipping as well. We're going to have an increase in hash rate coming out of Ice River as well here over the next few weeks because they're going to start shipping their KS3s and their KS3Ls just started shipping on top of the millions of KS0s that they're trying to keep up. Remember, the KS0s now is a small part of the hash rate. One KS3 miner is equivalent to 80 KS0s, and it's a lot more efficient than a KS0 as well. So more hash rate, less power, and so on. But we might see a little stall out happen here because as they ship them off, they're slowly going to pull that hash rate offline, and then people will get them and turn them back on, and we'll be back to where we are. So the unknown number on the side is the Ice River ASICs that are slowly going to be shipping and delays and whatever else going on there. But eventually, once they ship all those out, they'll start testing their big batch. And that's when we're going to start seeing some spikes. What are we going to be at? 14, 15, 20 petahash by, end of September, early October possibly. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, though. It's going to be crazy. Crazy times are coming for Kaspa hash rate. Will any of these things ROI? Like the KS0, we're looking right now, it should ROI in theory about 70, 80 days at around 10 to 14 petahash, slowly moving up over the next month and a half. But if Bitmain dumps, entire thing on there, plus Kaspa price drops because they dump all that, it's going to start turning into 1 year, a year and a half. Like the numbers and ROIs are going to get long, are starting to get long very, very fast. Like what's a KS0 currently looking like? What are they, 750 now? Let's just look at the current numbers, 100. We're looking at 100 gigahash. We're going to put in $750 there yet. So, whoa. That's at 8. That's in September. Let's look here. So right now, like we ROI'd this thing when they first came out, it was around 20 days. I think mine took about 33. And then now they're up to 88 days. And that's at the lower price. Remember, the early ROIs was like $1,600 for the first batch. They ROI'd in like a month or less. Now we're looking at half the price and 88-day ROI is coming across the board here. So even though the price is coming down, the ROI is getting longer. But still, long-term, early entry into these things, cheaper and cheaper that they get, this thing is still making probably more than any other current mining equipment out there. But how much can Kaspa price actually dump from Bitmain and stuff? It's hard to say because we also got to keep in mind over 60 or 65% of the total Kaspa supply has also already been mined. There isn't much Kaspa left to really mine if you think about it. So even though these numbers look insane and big dumps, it's not that much. Like look at right here, 70% of Kaspa has already been mined. There's less than 30% left, 29.8 something percent left of Kaspa, a total emission schedule. Now there's still another 20 or 30 years, or maybe not that much, 20, 25 years left of Kaspa mining until, all the block rewards are, done its thing. But that's going to keep getting slower every single month. So it's going to be interesting to see, like in theory, that they don't really have that much, as though it looks like they're making so much money right now because it's the first gen above GPUs where the hash rate is huge. They're still not really getting that much more Kaspa than everyone else that was in early on. And we don't know how much Kaspa people are holding early on or what happened, because anything past 6 months ago or something, the blockchain's erased. So that's another thing that a lot of people are kind of talking about now, is that they didn't keep an archive node with the Genesis block, and then they started a new one. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know the full details, but crazy stuff happening. So we don't know really, realistically, what was going on early Kaspa days in theory. 60% of Kaspa is mined, 70 in this tempo. Kaspa is done in 2 years max. Yeah, like if we look, well, then it goes down to, I guess, your transaction fees and stuff like that, Kaspa price, and well, it's cheap to send Kaspa, I guess. But let's just look at Kaspa emission schedule, and we'll just have an idea. It'll tell us Kaspa emissions. What? That's the wrong one. I don't want that one. Kaspa emissions, where you at? Let's have a quick peek here. Nope. All right, here. So they're saying the final block reward reduction. Let's just bam, 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 all the way. So here we are. So the final reward reduction will happen in 2037. And the block reward will be down to 0.014. Imagine hitting a solo block, and it's actually not even going to be a solo block, because remember, by then we're going to be at 30 or more blocks per second. A lot of people are still confused with the reduction of the block reward with the blocks per second. So if you're not sure how 30 blocks per second is going to work, it's exactly how it sounds. It's going to be 30 blocks happening per second, but the same amount of Kaspa is still going to be displaced in this block reward per second. So what you have to do, so let's say we're at 30, let's say we're actually hit 30 blocks per second right now. Where are we at right now? We are right 30, 2023, so we're right, are we right here? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 8. So we're right here. We're at 184 Kaspa, 184.9. So if I go 184.99, what's going to happen here is you actually divide that by 30. So each block found now is only worth 6.1 Kaspa. But because you're finding 30 blocks every second, it's still going to equal the same block reward. The same amount of Kaspa will happen every 1 second, but it's being divided by the amount of blocks found per second. So now a block reward will only be 6.16. And I feel that's if it happened now. Like, it's probably not going to happen for another few months. Like, maybe not till early next year. I have no idea. The testnet's only at like 12 or 15 or something right now. Originally, they said as they got it stable on the testnet, they'll release it to mainnet. It sounds like it's been stable at 8, now 10. So in theory, they should have that on mainnet now, but they don't. Maybe now they change their mind and they're waiting for the full 30. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But when it comes in, I think this will benefit solo miners quite a bit more. Because remember, if you look at it right now, you need, like, say you need 4 blocks per day to be better than a pool, but if you get 3 blocks per day, you're worse than a pool. There's no middle ground. Now with that fast blockchain, which is kind of like Dero, every 18 seconds or every whatever it is, there's actually a block every 1.8 seconds is how that works. But it makes solo mining technically better than pool mining and stuff. So now instead of getting, instead of 3 blocks to be worse or 4 blocks to get more, you might need like 14 blocks, and then you're on par or slightly above it. But then if you only end up at 13, you're like, 0.1 under a pool, right? Because there's so many blocks being found so much, you're going to find a lot of blocks in theory. So I think this is going to benefit solo mining and decentralization quite a bit for solo mining to your own nodes once they implement that, because now you can fine tune your block rewards quite a bit and finding a bunch more and make it pretty close or even better actually than pool mining itself, because then you're not paying any pool fees and so on. So I don't know, it's going to be very interesting for sure. And I just think it's probably going to be a decent benefit for solo miners and decentralization once they actually finally do that, for more people firing up nodes. But again, it's all speculation. What do we got here in the live chat? We are dropping like $1 a day, it feels like. Yeah, it's pretty much rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Tongcoin got 100% mined, still waiting for that to do something. Yep. Well, Toncoin was never mineable anyway, I don't think, in the first place. That's a tricky one, Box Fan. Unless I got this wrong. No, Toncoin was always proof of stake. It's a proof of stake coin, always was. I think what happened there was a smart contract that allowed an X amount to be mined with it to from whatever address sending it out. So that's what opened up the mining side of it. It wasn't really doing any validations or anything on the chain itself. It was just distributing an X amount of TON through the mining process. But the main coin and blockchain is a proof of stake chain. So I think that's what actually happened with Toncoin. And I don't know 100% for sure, but I think that's how it worked out. Difficulty gets adjusted to maintain the specs per second rate. Yeah, it gets adjusted to maintain the blocks per sec. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Solo mine it. Ton that. Look at ton. Yes. We are drop. Okay, I think we went through all that. Is Zeph safe? So far, I would say yes. It's pretty much a 100% XMR ripoff. It's a fact. That's pretty much what it is. You go in, you try to make the binaries, you look at the steps. It's copy and pasted XMR is what it is. It's probably one of the laziest forks I've ever seen. I've never looked into forks, so I can't really say that accurately, but I can say it's pretty much XMR across the board. Now, the funny thing is now they're upgrading their network soon to have a Zeph USD stablecoin, which is interesting. It's going to kind of suck because that's actually going to pull 25% of the block rewards away from Zeph and move it into that other coin as well. I don't know, some reserve thing, or I don't know what's happening there for sure, like the whole details of it. That's happening soon. That means Zeph, in theory, the block rewards are going to be 25% less here very soon, which means hash rate's going to have to come off or the price is going to have to jump up. It's almost like a quartering going across the main Zeph token. So I don't really know. I don't really like it. But if you look into it, they described exactly how this new fork thing is kind of going to work. And when I read it, as I was reading the words, I was like, this sounds a lot like Haven. This is weird. Like, what's going on? First case, we got an XMR fork. Now they sound like Haven. And if you guys are kind of unfamiliar with Haven, I still don't know 100% about it. But to me, it sounds like the privacy stablecoin for XMR and stuff is pretty much how Haven kind of is, right? And now, people are saying, oh, Zeph, I love your new test wall. This thing is awesome. It looks amazing. And I look at it. I was like, that looks pretty darn familiar. You know what? That looks so familiar. It looks almost exactly like Haven. And now, as I was reading that, things are starting to make sense. They're forking Haven now, implementing it in the Zeph. So now you're taking XMR with Haven's stablecoin kind of thing combo going together and putting Zeph mixed with Haven. So we're going to have like Zeph plus Haven forked into Zeph plus Zeph USD. And new magic wallet that people think looks so cool is the Haven wallet. It's no new wallet. It's Haven. So yeah, so this is kind of what's going on with Zeph. It's a straight fork right across the board, across XMR. And as much as they're saying it's going to be totally different, it's awesome, and it's the next level thing, it's a copy-paste coin. Both of them. So that's pretty much... If you want to know anything about it, just say that's what it is. So I don't know. But the price, end of the day, it doesn't matter about all that aspect of it because that's how coins are made. Sure, they didn't edit all the configs and all like in the README files, and then when you're building it in Linux, it says copy an XMR something. It's not, it's Zeph. But, they didn't even edit all the stuff in the documents to even say Zeph. A lot of it still says XMR. So it's a straight copy and paste is what I'm saying here. But it's making us a lot of money. So as miners, we don't really care. It's giving us money. It's giving us cash. We don't care about that aspect. Whatever. It's a cheap rip-off, knockoff, but it's making us money. People are diving into it, pumping in it. A lot of large pools are getting into it. So right now it's looking good. Let's go to the moon. That's all we can pretty much say about it right now, just like anything else. Was it going to rug pull? No idea. If they pull everything off and fix everything, awesome. But right now, it's just a copy and paste of XMR and Haven. Haven's going to be coming soon. Right now, it's still straight XMR copy paste, but that's what Zeph is. Whether they say it's not, they're lying. So that's what we got here. But it's making us a lot of money, and that's all we really care about as miners. So Zeph to the moon. Let's go. Right? Am I right or right? Like, seriously, we don't care about what these coins are. In theory, we don't care as miners. We just care where the money is. And right now for CPUs, It's that and Dagger and sometimes Diro now. It's hard to say because that's probably going to be GPUs here soon and other things. But that's all we care about is where the profits are at. And right now, Zeph has it. So, yeah, let's do it. Mine it up. Sell it. Do whatever you got to do. I've sold a couple bags now already. And every time I sell, it gets higher. So what the heck? My last time I sold, my biggest bag was only at $3.50. Then my original plan was to sell at $3.50 and then wait for it to dump down to like $1 or something, and which it did. It went way down there, and then buy back in. But something happened in between that. From the time I went from $3.50 and I sold and back down, I ended up getting a new EPYC CPU. You guys probably know about that. Well, that's where my Zeph went. I sold it at $3.50. It went towards a EPYC CPU. So, you know, on my hand, whatever, you know, now recently it's over $5 again. From there, it went to $5. And now recently it went to $6. I didn't sell. I was looking at the $6 mark. I was like, should I sell it? But then I didn't. And then all of a sudden, it's starting to dip again. So maybe I should have sold it. You know, I had it in my mind. You know, if you see numbers in your mind, you just want to take some profits, maybe you should do it. Try and do that. But now I'm going to wait for maybe $6 again, see what happens, sell some more, and go from there. But yeah, so my last Zeph sell actually went towards that EPYC CPU. So I'm okay with that. I'm fine. You know, that's the one thing. I took profits. You know, I took profits. Now, what if Zeph dies in next week or 2 weeks or rug pulls in a month? You know, I'm okay with that because I actually took quite a bit of profits out of it. Now, if it keeps going higher, you can kick yourself whatever you want. But at the end of the day, we still ended up with some profits there. So, you know, we can't time Lambos. We can't time anything. I'm happy with just taking out some profits from here and there. Arg, Zeph not at Z or Zerg pool yet. Oh man, Zerg pool would probably destroy it. There's so much sell. It's interesting though that it's still doing as well as it is. I don't know what's going on there in the background, but you got C3 pool on it. You got Monero Ocean on it. Both of those alone is 100% sell pressure and some of the largest pools on it right now. Like look at this. Let's go to Zeph. I think C3 is the largest, depending on the price. Okay, looks like they bounced off out of here. They're like, nope, see you later. Profitability is dropping. We're peacing out. But when profitability picks back up, then we see Monero Ocean C3 pool jump up to the, you know, I think C3 is usually in first, and then we have Monero Ocean sitting around third or fourth. But those are 100% sell pressure. They mine the crap out of it and they pay out their people in XMR. So they're dumping their coins and selling and buying up XMR and paying everyone out that. So it's 100% sell pressure. You start adding a mix like Zerg pool into there, you have 3 major pools that are sell pressure, and somehow we're still seeing price gain, which is actually pretty amazing. Like if those pools, Monero Ocean or what's it called, C3 wasn't on this, like I don't know, like this could be at what, maybe $8 now. It's hard to say, but you know those pools are the largest pools and they smash out the sell pressure like crazy. So it's interesting that the coin is still doing what it's doing with that sell pressure. It's interesting for sure. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's going to be some fun times moving forward. I hope Zeph explodes, goes to the moon, and be awesome forever. You know, I think that would be great. Will it? I have no idea. No idea at all. we can't predict the future. We can only hope that everything does great. That's all we can hope for, is that coins don't rug. Coins all kind of do good, and things just start exploding across the board. And that's pretty much best case scenario we can ask for. Custom community, what's going on? Thank you very much for the 279, my fellow Canadian YouTube habit. Tim's on me. Awesome. I don't even know if I can afford it now because YouTube will take $1 or something out of that away. Now we can't afford coffee anymore after taxes. Then we probably got to have a carbon tax on there too. Oh yeah, Z-Pool's another one that does that, isn't it? I forgot about Z-Pool. I haven't really used them much, but yeah. Also do the auto exchange. Not only that, miners can be set where the pool picks the most profitable coin at the time to mine. Yeah, that's another interesting thing too, is you can just set algorithms and then just mine that algo, go, and do it. I wonder, I don't know how that, that's more of a rainbow miner thing, isn't it? Where you can just set it up and it mines like anything. But I think Zerg pool would be interesting. Like, I don't know how they predict what's profitable and what's not, because I tried the algo thing once and I worked my numbers on there's a couple Ghost Rider coins that when they first came released, one was looking very profitable. The others were looking okay, and some, not so much. And then I put it just to the algo thing because Zergpool supported the ones I was looking at, and I was like, okay, what's it going to choose? And it did right off the get-go choose the one that my spreadsheets were telling me was quite a bit more profitable. But then, it hit a couple blocks or two, and then it'd go to a different coin. And I'm just like, why is it doing that? Why? Is this, how accurate is this? Because judging by my spreadsheet, it should be on the other one, like, all the time until the numbers changed, but it wasn't. It was moving to other coins and some of the worst coins and some of that. So I don't really know how it does its calculations, but somehow I was feeling like it was doing me wrong and it wasn't looking very good. So I quit like within an hour because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do because it was lying on its calculations based on my spreadsheet. Maybe my spreadsheet was wrong. I don't know, but usually it's not. Was going there for a bit working outside. Would you like to test out my C1100? Oh, I thought I answered that already. But yeah, Snarks. Oh, you went outside there. Yeah, I would love to try and test that thing out. That's like the best FPGA you can almost get your hands on. So testing that out on some things would be pretty darn sweet. So yeah, it'd be pretty sweet to try and test that thing out. Sup dude and dudettes, what's going on? Amplifier Gaming, what's happening? Boxman, I don't want anything like a Lambo that draws attention. Doing that around here gets people robbed. Very true. I'm the same way. Like, I know we joke around Lambos and this and that, but honestly, if you guys could afford it, would you buy a Lambo? Because I don't think I would. I would probably buy a Corolla, a Toyota, something cheap on gas, something small. Don't need to draw that attention, like you said, to yourself. Obviously it'd be nice to say, I'm going to take a rip down the highway in my Lambo, but all said and done, would you actually buy one? Maybe if you had billions of dollars, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, but if you're like, you made $1 million or you got $2 million, would you spend like a quarter of that on a Lambo? I don't think I would. I think that would be a waste of money. But again, hell not. Toyota Corolla. Is that a hell no? You would get a Toyota Corolla, or hell no Toyota Corolla? But that's what I would probably honestly get. I'd probably get like a Corolla or something. Some Japanese thing that goes forever and cheap on gas. Raptor Lambos. A Hyundai over here. When I lose my keys, I can use a USB stick to start it. What was it? Was it the Hyundai? Maybe it was. I can't remember what it was, but there's that commercial where, they're like, hey, my tire broke on my bike. Can you come pick me up? Oh, I don't have your keys. How am I supposed to? Here, I'll text you my digital key to my car. And then he takes his cell phone, starts the car, unlocks the door. Like, how long until that? Like, I thought there's a big thing going on about stolen vehicles. Like, how long will it take before there becomes a mass stolen vehicle? Like, it won't take a hacker long to figure this out. And now everyone's vehicle is gone. Like, you can just hack into the door with your freaking phone. Like, how is that a good idea? Who's the genius behind some of these things? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Yep, Lambo. Then just YouTube it driving over a cliff. That's wrecked. But 6. You know what? Chalkwick Miner, you're true. That's a good point. I drove my Lambo over a cliff. 6 billion views. That'll probably make enough to buy another one. So that's probably a smart thing to do. That might make enough to buy 2 of them or 3 of them. That's a good idea. I blew up my Lambo first day. Or something crazy like that. That's like Mr. Beast stuff. Oh, man. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to buy a Lambo. Raptorium Lambo. Raptorium bought me a Lambo. I dropped it off a cliff. YouTube just bought me 3 more. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Oh, wow. 71 CUDA 344 barrel. 71 CUDA, that'd be nice. That'd be pretty sweet, actually. Or what's that? That one year, that Shelby GT, that's a pretty sweet car too. My dream is to do the same thing with a black BMW first. Raptorium bought me tears. Oh man, crazy stuff. So, well, we've been here for a while. Does anybody have any last minute questions before we do wrap this thing up and get on with whatever and figuring out how bad Kaspa is going to burn us all? Craziness. let this tick through here. Alrighty, doesn't look there's too many questions. Budweiser, I'll try to have a look and see what is going on at that rig here in a little bit here. But yeah, KA3 goodbye. KA3 like as in Cadena? I don't know. Hey, who knows what Kaspa is? Kaspa. I mean, is Cadena gonna pump again? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I think it ended up as a pump and dump, and it's probably just trash at this point. And yeah, I don't know, but it could go up. If it goes up again, awesome. That's great. You know, a lot of us are holding some Cadena, hoping for that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd really invest in a miner for it personally. But I don't know. You know, look it up, see what everything's looking like, and go on. KS3L or X16P. Oh, Dons, that is a tough one. Why do you have to ask that one? Because the KS3L is obviously a fast... I want to say fast break even, but I don't know with what's been going on with the network. But it's a decent miner for sure. And then the X16P is obviously another beast for Ethash. And Ethash, you know, some coins are making Ethash pretty good. What will happen in the bull run? We have no idea. Hopefully ETC or Octa or some other Ethash coin does some great things. And the X16P would probably be a nice beast to have for it. But I don't know. Both miners are probably pretty good. Both miners are good, but we just don't know what the future will hold for us. I received my KS3L with a dead hashboard, 24 hours, no reply. What? For real? You got a KS3L with a dead hashboard. That sucks. You checked in, like all the wires are tight, everything's good. It's definitely the hashboard is dead. Oh man, that's horrible. Well, you can unplug it if you actually think it's dead, it's not working at all, and that's the issue. I don't know what Ice River will say for warranty purposes, but in theory, you could just unplug it. And how many hashboards are in it? 2 or 1 or 3? But you could just unplug the one that's not working, and the rest should work just fine. But yeah, I don't know. Beer, wine. I don't know. Probably beer. I hate wine personally. Hey, mind on it before sending it to you. Towards gaming. Mind on it before sending it to you. Mining bourbon. Yeah, do that. That'll help your days out. R.I.P. Cadena miners. Yeah. Steak or rib? Oh, they're both ribs. Ribs are pretty good. Steak's good too, though. Why do you ask such hard questions? Boxman says clean the hashboard contacts with contact cleaner, but don't tell Ice River you did that. Oh, you can't open it without permission. 23 hashboards. I'll send you in Discord. Interesting. Yeah. Send some pictures and stuff. Maybe someone in there can definitely maybe help you better than I can. But interesting. You think Raven will ever make a comeback? I have no idea. It used to be the big talk back in 2018 when it first released. That's all everyone was talking about. Raven. Now it's, all the coins we had pre-ETH merge that we were all thinking, this is going to be the next coin. And we were all saying, hey, you know what? Maybe the next coin isn't here yet. So we don't know. Now everything that was available at that time is no one really talks about it anymore. We're all talking about coins that are newer and better. And well, we don't know if they're better, but we're all thinking these things have better potential for the future and stuff than the coins we used to talk about. So we have no idea. No one has any idea what's going to do what. All we got to do is wait and see what explodes. And then at that point, everyone's just going to start mining it, and it'll probably be dead anyway. Even if it goes 1,000x in price, it still won't be worth it because the hardware online is just crazy. You know what? Before we go, let's actually look at that. That's something I did. Oh, where is it? Close to ETH, right here. So, here we are. Once again, looking at some sad times with some sad numbers. Oh, and I can't even go up all the way on this one. Maybe I can if I go here. Hold on. Which one is this? That one. All right. No, wrong one. Crap. I gotta find the proper one so I can move it. Why can't I find it? Oh, man. Where are you? Oh, this button's not working. Tiny, lower. Oh, it's this one right here. Lower right. Okay. There we go. Let's go like this. There we go. So we're going to go to here. So here's Ethereum. This is like 2 days or something, or merge day. I can't remember. But we're technically in a bear market when Ethereum went to merge. And it was funny because everyone's like, oh, look, Ethereum's tanking right at merge time. Nobody wants it, yada, yada. We're in a bear market. Follow the cycles. It's common sense. You know, it's going to go down anyway. So anyway, we're at 1,600. I can't remember what it peaked at, but at $1,600, Ethereum was paying. I want to save this actually, so in case we change something. Copy. Just going to put that there. Bam. All right. So we're at $1,635. Ethereum was paying $21.9 million to its miners per 24 hours. This is, in theory, almost what Bitcoin is paying its miners right now. So if you want to wonder, you know, is GPU mining going to get extremely good again? Think, will the GPU mineable coins altogether hit Bitcoin mining profitability right now? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. But that's kind of the numbers we got to think about. And this is in a freaking bear market. Now, what's Ethereum at right now? Like, what is the Ethereum price right now? And remember, it's not even at a high or anything. Ethereum price. Let's look at Ethereum's price. We'll also look at the high. Right now, it's higher than that. 1,848 is what Ethereum's at right now. So if Ethereum was here right now, 1,848. Ethereum would be paying $24.8 million right now per 24 hours. That's a crazy amount to think of. Now, what was Ethereum's actual high in the last bull market? What did it hit at the peak? 47.24. Oh my gosh. 47.24. 47.24. Is that Canadian or is this US? That's USD? Holy crap. $63.4 million is what drove the GPU mining profits and people flooding the market. That is why people came to mine Ethereum. That is what made GPU mining explode. $63.4 million being distributed per 24 hours. Will GPUs hit that? No, I'm sorry, but I really cannot see every single GPU, and I don't even have some on here. Every single GPU mineable coin together will not come anywhere near that level. So one thing has to happen and one thing only. Miners have to quit. And I'm not talking about just selling off their hardware. If they sell their hardware and another miner buys their hardware, that is not quitting. That is just going from one miner to another so that GPUs are waiting there. So we need so many miners to quit. That is the only thing that's really going to help GPU mining to have any type of future again. This is why I'm feeling 2025, we're all thinking, all right, this is going to be awesome. Now think, we might go up from, we've seen some 35-cent days happen. We're going to pump up, say everything here goes like 100x. That's awesome. That's sweet. We're still probably only making a couple $1 million per 24 hours. That's still nowhere near the peak of Ethereum all by itself. So everyone turns on. We're looking like we're starting to make a little over $1 a day or something on our GPUs. Everyone's ripping, yeah, GPU mining is back. This is absolutely awesome. And then what happens? People turn on. And now we're back to probably negatives at that point because everyone jumps on at the same time. The hype gets thrown out there because none of these coins can sustain that amount of hardware. Ethereum was the biggest thing making GPU mining different this time is because it brought in so much hash rate and then it left. And now every GPU is looking for any excuse to turn on. And there's a lot shut off waiting to turn on. All miners shut off because I'm power limited. Once they become more profitable than maybe a CPU or something, I will turn it back on. And there's a ton of other people out there probably thinking the exact same thing. So there's a lot of hash rate still waiting to go back online, and none of these coins will be paying miners out that much. All added together, it won't happen. So this is where I think 2025 might be an eye-opening game changer for possible a lot of GPUs because it's going to be like a reset, something without Ethereum. If Ethereum was if Ethereum didn't happen at all, if it was proof of stake from day one, we would be pretty profitable on GPUs right now. GPU mining would be awesome right now because of the fact we wouldn't have had this massive hardware come online in the first place into GPU mining. And then now we'd all be sitting at the hash rates would be a fraction of what they are across the networks right now. Everything would be very small. A lot of things would probably be getting 51% attacked and so on. But we would have a lot of profitability happening across a lot of these coins because we wouldn't have had that surge happen. So GPU mining is different right now because of Ethereum. It brought in the hardware. It wasn't Ravencoin that bought hardware, brought in all this hardware. It wasn't Ergo that brought in all this hardware. It wasn't Nexa, which happened after all this anyway. You kind of see where I'm going there. It was Ethereum. Ethereum brought all the hardware, and now it's gone. So 2025 may come around. It may explode. We're going to see some good price gains. People are going to turn on, and we might be at the peak of a bull run and still make like 20 cents a day because of the hash rate. Might not even be profitable for all we know. We might be in the negatives at peak bull run time, and that will cause a GPU reset because people are like, this is trash, this is garbage, this sucks. And that's what GPU mining really needs to become profitable again, because people need to quit or coins need to go very, very damn high that I do not see to match this for a long time coming. So 2029 might be the next big GPU run because they'll see 2025 come along and be like, all right, this sucks, peace out type of thing. So, I don't know, but it's a very good idea to diversify your equipment, not go all in on one thing. But that's interesting. That's a very interesting thing. Now, let's look at their 1824, whatever it was. That's where they're at right now. So that's crazy. That's a crazy number that we have to expect for these things to hit. So that's pretty much what we need. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Rabid mentioned Rainbow Miner. It's silenced on YouTube. Any video with that in the title instantly gets banned. Type them in. Are you serious? Oh, it probably has to do with, the rainbow. Like, that's so bad that the rainbow turned into what it is, and we're not getting into that. I'm sure you guys all know what we're going with that. But yeah, maybe that's why all that stuff. So that's interesting that it's all being cut out. I'd probably have this video removed because we said that term. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Oh, trillion capital. That's hilarious. No telling what this bull market will bring. I remain hopeful for GPU. We all remain hopeful. Like, remember, like a lot of people may have left already. We don't know the numbers on how many people are waiting, or maybe it just won't hit a level for some to even want to turn back on. Because, like myself, I'm power limited. I'm running all this other equipment as well. So, if it gets to a point where, sure, GPU mining is profitable, but it's not more profitable than other stuff that I have, then I'm not going to turn them on. So that's more hash rate that won't turn on because I'm more diversified to maximize my profitability, not just go all in on one thing and hopefully it comes back. So, that's another thing too, is we might not see a bunch come online. It could just be sitting because other things are working better for that than, that. So it's going to be interesting. We have no idea. There's so many different factors at play that we don't know about until things actually happen. So we got to wait for the bull run. We got to wait for these pumps to happen. And it's not going to happen. Like, sure, we're going to see some big pumps happen in some coins. And it's not going to be instant. We're going to see a lot of, oh, yeah, this is back. This is awesome. But it's the 3 weeks after initial. It's the 1 month after, GPU mining is back. What's it looking like? That's when we'll start to see the after effects of hardware and stuff starting to turn back online. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very turmoil, interesting times for GPUs, I feel. Thanks. How about a goat raid? Yeti is there talking Dynex. Geek of All Trades is having a stream there to talk about. Yeah, speaking of Dynex, I'm wondering, I don't know what's going on. We might have a Rabid pool pop up for that, actually. I'm not sure. We're trying to work on some other pools to get going what people actually want, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be one. The pool host dev person kind of mentioned it to me the other day. He's like, should we fire one of these up? I was like, maybe. It's a lot of people are doing it. They're adding the 30% limit to pools and stuff like that. So maybe we should fire one up. We'll see. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, Space Mesh, we kind of mentioned that earlier. I don't really know anything about Space Mesh at all. Like, I heard about it about a month ago. I got some inside tips and it's coming and stuff like that, but I never really looked into it. So I don't know nothing about the old Space Mesh stuff. We're mining document chain on some 5950Xs to run a master node 5000 document. What is that? What is that thing? What are you talking about, Trillion? I don't know what you're referring to. What was he thinking streaming at the same time? We didn't have all these smaller, super efficient miner ASICs going into that last BTC halving. Definitely should be different time around. Yeah, that's going to be interesting too. Like a lot of miners, you can't really. There's a lot of articles going around. A lot of hash rate's going to have to shut off, and Bitcoin miners are getting scared. Blah 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 blah. But it just happens every time. These mining farms know this happens, so I don't really think they're as scared as articles say they are, because the halving happens every 4 years. Bitcoin mining farms, they're not dumb. They know what's going on. They got cheap power. They try to upgrade their farms, and then the next explosion happens. So, yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens. TCTC, tell us how you really feel about crazy stuff. Anyway, guys, so I guess I don't know. Anyone have a link? Otherwise, you got a link for that stream you want to put there or what? Let's see here. I'm gonna look up so I can find it. What we got here? Geek of all trades. How come I don't see? I don't see a live. Whoa, what's going on? What is all that? What? I don't see any live stream going on. Am I on the wrong channel? Is it on Geek of all Trades channel or a different channel? Where is it? Look up document chain. I'll have to write that one down. Let's see here. Oh, that's like a whole chain thing. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought you were like, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but. Oh, his stream ended. It's over. Okay, never mind. I guess we won't go over there. We'll just wrap this one up then. All right, guys. But I do appreciate everyone for showing up for this live stream. We are going to wrap this one up. Go back into here. All right. So we're going to wrap this one up. I will see you all in the next one. Rabid.